If I ignore your chats, please do not feel like you're being ignored. We're just trying to get through the questions, give you guys as much knowledge as you guys possibly can get. I brought some pretty cool people on here to explain everything, and I'm going to see if we can...
Looks delicious.
Thank you, Taco, for gifting us up. We're going to see if we can get through all these questions. Chat, if you guys have a question, there's going to be a segment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions down. After we ask 6 questions, you guys are able to ask a question. Any mod in chat, just DM me the question if I miss it, if they ask it like randomly. But we'll answer your guys' questions through that. And then we will have 2 more questions and then end the stream. Hopefully this will last at least an hour so I don't take too much time out of their days. I know people got to stream, people got to do things, content create, you know what I'm saying? Woo! Okay, here we go. Jeez. All right. So, as you guys know, the topic is how mental and physical health is important in content creation. It is very important in my opinion. So, you know, I've seen a lot of people struggle with this. So I was like, you know what? Let's do a podcast with it. You know, we'll spread as much knowledge, as much help as we possibly can to the content creation world for those who watch this. We'll just go in order. Gino, you'll be first on the questions. Then we'll go Electric Cow. Then we'll do Katie. All right? Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, man. So the first things first, the intro. Tell them a little bit about you, what you stream, and just, you know, a little something about you that you think they should know.
My name's Gino. I full-time stream Tarkov. That's my main game. That's really all that I really play. That's basically it, honestly. I do YouTube. I do other content creation.
How often do you stream?
I stream every day besides Wednesdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern.
All right, cool. What I want to do is pretty much give them a little background, like around you guys, for that when you guys answer the questions that they know, like, you know, somewhat a little more about you than you just being, hey, I'm Gino, I stream Tarkov, you know?
I got you.
All right. Electric Cow, a little bit about you.
I have a degree in sports science and sports medicine and exercise science with a minor in strength training and physical therapy. I'm also ACSM certified exercise physiologist, which only has a 30% pass rate.
Let's go.
That's my second bachelor's. My first was in English education. And I've played roller derby for 10 years and trained all the skaters as well. And I have a home gym, and before COVID trained people out of the home gym in our backyard.
Wow. So that stopped you completely, huh? Like, well, I guess you don't really want random people, right, coming into your house. I guess.
That's not right now. Well, I got COVID and I'm still getting over it, so I'm not going to go train people.
Yeah, that would be, that's a no-no. Now, is it true that you can get COVID and not get it again? Is that a thing or no?
Everyone has it differently. I know somebody whose uncle, I think, had it 2 times. But yeah, you can get it again. Supposedly your antibodies last for like 3 months. So I just had 8 vials of blood taken like 2 days ago to make sure the antibodies were working.
Jesus.
I'll get the results in a day or 2.
Wow. Keep us posted. Hasbro, thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So Katie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I stream 3 times a week. I stream Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the occasional bonus weekend stream with my husband.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I usually just play games. Every now and then we just kind of chill, hang out. Lately, we've been playing Planet Zoo, which has been a lot of fun because I actually have been letting people use channel points to kind of sponsor an animal and pick their animal they want, and we build the whole enclosure together. So that's been a lot of fun. I really try to focus on things that I can do with my community because that's kind of the most fun for me, is getting to be super interactive with them. So
yeah, that's great. I got an alligator actually. By the way, guys, just want to let everybody know I do have an alligator named Bruce.
He does.
In her zoo. All right, and he's got a girlfriend. He's gonna impregnate her, and they're gonna have babies. All right.
I forgot to say I also stream.
Oh, you do, Cal? Wow, dude. Yo, Scoop, thank you for the raid. You stream? I didn't know that. Tell us a little bit more about your stream.
I stream on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I stream games, and every other Saturday I do Jackbox games for community nights, or I try to make Saturdays community nights. But yeah, I play lots of video games.
That's a good thing though. Community, like I think that's very important to have like days where you interact with your community, and it just like it makes it like more personal for them too, because like, oh sweet,
Mhm.
like this person actually cares and stuff. And I don't know, not saying that people who don't do it don't care about the community. It's just like more fun for your community. But thank you, Scoop, for that raid, by the way. I truly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Hasbro with the gifted sub to Marquee. Appreciate it. So the first questions first. Gino, we're gonna start with you.
Gotcha.
Don't feel like you guys need to be rushed. Answer the questions, as you guys want. You can go on for an hour if you really wanted to, but we're gonna try to keep the podcast down to an hour to maybe an hour and a half if we want to push it. But all right. So why do you think it is important that someone should be focusing on mental and physical health when streaming and content creating?
Well, the brain, like to start off, right? The brain is a very powerful thing, and what you feed it is, kind of what you get out of it. So if you kind of go into content creation with a bad mindset, or like you aren't all there in the head, then it's kind of hard to produce content that your community wants, as well as some of your friends might enjoy, right? Because if you're not all there, then it's going to be kind of hard to kind of produce that content that people enjoy from your community, right?
Absolutely. I agree. Electric Cow?
Will you repeat the question again? Because I have
What?
it all written down. But
Yeah,
sorry.
no, for sure. Why do you think it is important that someone should be
Oh.
focusing on mental and physical health when streaming and content creating?
What Gino said is true, I believe, in the mental aspect. But I think it's important because you're constantly putting yourself out there and entertaining people and giving people your energy. So it's really important to make sure that you take care of yourself, because you're giving so many people all of your attention and energy, and that can really take from your mental health if you're already kind of mentally, having issues or have depression, et cetera, anxiety. As far as physical, we sit all the time.
Mhm.
And sitting, there are actually studies out there saying like sitting's worse than smoking, like the longer you sit. So I have all sorts of stuff about that. But so it's really important to make sure that you strengthen the muscles that you use for sitting, especially for your posture, so you don't have backaches and things like that, when you're streaming. And and as well as like all of your like your glutes and your core and stuff, and make sure that you're taking breaks every 10 minutes. So all of that is really important for streaming, to make sure that you're giving everybody your best self when you go live.
Do you think, because you mentioned the sitting thing, do you think it's a good investment if someone has the room for it and I guess the height for it, for like a stand-up desk? Like I have a stand-up desk. When I went full time, I was like, I'm gonna be sitting. Like they say that you can get blood clots and stuff, and
Yeah, you can get DVT, which is deep vein thrombosis. You can get varicose veins from sitting too long. Obviously, you can gain weight and back pain. Like I said, I wrote all this stuff down. And then stiff joints, right? If your hips hurt, if your knees hurt, knees don't actually like being bent. So if you can get a footstool, if you do sit, get a footstool underneath. I have one underneath, so my legs are kind of stretched out and they're not bent. Your knees aren't bent all the time. But stand-up desks were really big, like, I don't know, like 4 years ago. And there are people that use it, but then there's also a problem with standing up too long, especially if they don't have good posture. If you pronate, if your feet pronate, you're going to put more stress on your knees. So it really depends on the person, whether they are strong enough to stand up for that long a period of time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. Katie?
Um,
Want me to repeat the question again?
no,
okay.
Okay. I just was thinking. I agree with basically what they both said. That if you aren't in a good place when you go into the stream, people can see it, and they know you're not having a good time. If you're like going into it and you're forcing yourself because you're not in a good place, people can tell.
Yeah.
And your community, like Cal was saying, is that people come to your stuff for like entertainment, and that can be incredibly draining and everything. But then you also have to think about that a lot of times, I know that there's a few people in my community who sometimes say that, coming to my stream and stuff is kind of like how they relax, and it's kind of their happy place.
Therapy. Yeah.
Yeah. And the community is a really nice thing for them. So if you're going into a stream in this really negative mindset, then it's not going to be helpful for the people that are coming to you for relaxation. So you kind of have to be in a good place with yourself in order to you have to help yourself in order to be able to help other people. So it's important that you try to make sure that your mental health is in a good place as well.
Absolutely. Now, the next question, a lot of people struggle with this. Even like new streamers and old streamers, I think a lot of people, this is why I'm going to ask these questions. What are some ways other content creators can physically and mentally prepare for a stream? Like, cause there's a lot of people who struggle with like whether it's hitting the go live button, or maybe, they're not in the mood to kind of stream, but they want to stream. And like, I have some examples, like they could take a nap to get rested and be like, all right, it's like a fresh start. I mean, even like a little 30-minute nap, 30-second nap, a 30-minute nap would help. Maybe stretch. Like I stretch before stream every day. But like that's just what I do. I feel, just like my blood flowing and I just feel good. Like I even put like yoga down as an example. Some people can get that chi flowing through the body and stuff. But what are some ways that, other people can prepare for a stream that, you guys maybe do that you can share with them? Gina?
So like physically, I don't do much, honestly. I go up and down the stairs a few times, but other than that, I really don't like stretch or anything before stream. I do my streams in the morning, so like I just got out of bed, I'm kind of still tired. But mentally, I always like to 20 minutes before stream, I'll listen to music. And even if music doesn't hype some of you guys up, do something that makes you happy before the stream, because you always want to start the stream with a positive mindset. You always want to, start off with a good, mindset for people to kind of, like you radiate energy towards your community, right? And if you radiate a good energy at the beginning of the stream, then it can go on during the stream. That makes sense.
Absolutely. No, that would work good. Electrical?
So I actually thought about this a lot today and wrote down notes again. I'm sorry. That's just
No,
what I do.
that's perfect. That's why I gave you guys the questions beforehand.
I think, like you were saying, taking a nap is one of the good ways to kind of reduce your anxiety. Mm-hmm. Again, depends on the person. I know some people, myself included, I like to go in other friends' streams and kind of chat with them before I go live, just kind of get myself in that vibe of, what are they doing today? What did they change in their stream? How are the people communicating today? What are they playing? Just sort of that, and making Gator run. That's always fun before I stream. And a big one, I think, which Gino uses, which is hard right now, is music. I think a lot of people use music to kind of get themselves hyped up or calm or whatever. Also, one of the things I thought of is if you're coming from work, because some people come from work and go right to stream, like maybe eat dinner. What I always used to tell my roller derby skaters was kind of have a line at the door. Like, this is your outside, and here you are here to skate and play roller derby. Forget about everything else. So maybe when you get home from work, try to cross that line and be like, okay, this is my stream time now. This is when I'm going to entertain and have fun with my viewers or work on the community, and try not to think about work, because I know that might upset. And then again, like I said, take breaks. Make sure you work on your posture. Snacks are always important as well. Yeah. Beforehand, I mean, so you're hydrated and you have food. And I end up having to eat on stream because I eat before stream, and then I'm always hungry from working out. And Gator hates when I chew on apples.
Oh yeah. I hate when people chew in general.
Thanks, Scoop. But yeah, that's what I don't know. I don't do a lot of. I do almost all of those things. I exercise daily to keep up with it, but maybe caffeine. Maybe someone needs some caffeine before they start streaming.
Yeah, that could be it. Katie, what about you?
This one kind of stumped me because I was like, what do I do before stream? How do I hype myself up? Like, I don't think I really do anything in particular. I just kind of try to go into it as relaxed as possible. So that's like watching YouTube videos, like talking to friends. Just I feel like it's something that's so personal that it has to be something that works for you. I know some people like meditate and stuff, and I think that would be really good. It's just whatever makes you happy and puts you into the most relaxed like mindset is just whatever it is, whether it's reading, napping, snacking, like she said, like whatever.
Reading
like,
is a good one
makes you
too.
happy.
Yeah. But that's good. Like I made, like, when I'm actually like down, I'll listen to like motivational videos and shit, and I just picture like my streaming and my content creation and where it can go while I'm listening to that video and what I can do to like help it and stuff. And that's what helps me, like, the majority of the time, like prepare for, not even just preparing for a stream, but preparing for the whole content creation journey on its own. You know, and all of us here have different types of streams. So it's like when I go into Katie's stream, it's like super relaxing. You know, you get to chill there and see, like, I just love, like, that's why I'm always in the stream. Like Gino's is hyped up. Electric Cows is like hyped up with some chill. Like it's all different type of shit. It's so, oh shit, it does, huh? Clutch, you're fired. Sorry, hold on a second. I got this. This is the WoW podcast, by the way, guys.
I mean, I could talk about that too.
Dang it. All right. Anyway, we're back. We're here. Clutch equals noob. Yeah. This is going to be on YouTube. So we're going to try to get this going here. The next question, Gino. How does a content creator stay consistent with his or her health? Like, whether it's eating right, whether it's, you know, getting that mindset right, and stuff like that.
So what has helped me, at least, right? I went through a big burnout period like a few months ago with like the game in general, and I don't do much outside of stream besides like run here and there, like to keep up with my health. But I do know that to play other games, so let's say you're a WoW streamer or something, like you are, Gator.
Yep.
Right? Play other games outside of the stream to make you happy, and then look forward to next day's stream or whatever. Do something outside of your stream to maintain that good mentality to carry on when it comes to like stream time and everything like that.
So like not get sick of the game, not
exactly
have
don't,
like an off stream game type of thing.
Don't force yourself to play it. Exactly.
Yeah. That's good. That is good.
Mm-hmm.
Electric Cow?
I took this as consistent with his or her health, as you wrote, like weight loss and
yeah, it goes with it.
And because obviously sitting, you know, you gain a lot of weight sometimes if you sit all the time and don't do other things, or you just snack a lot. But yeah, it is hard to maintain that drive, especially if you're a nighttime streamer like me and you stay up later, and then in the morning you're still like, I'm tired, I don't want to work out today, I just want to sleep again because it took so much energy to stream. But I don't know, I feel like maybe following a program, especially for either a workout program or a strength training program, and knowing like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get up and do this, the next day is going to be my rest day. That's what I do. I work out, I know it sounds awful, but I work out 6 days a week, but 2 of them are active recovery. And on those active recovery days, that's like Overwatch Wednesday, the 2 days I don't stream. So I kind of wake up and I'm like, okay, I don't have to stream. And it helps me knowing what my schedule is. Again, schedule, the same thing as content creator. As far as diet, I went through a time there when I was first streaming, all I ate was peanut M&Ms, and I did gain some weight while I was streaming in the beginning because I love peanut M&Ms. But now I've been trying to have healthier snacks available, like apples and grapes and things like that. And it'd be helpful if you guys have carrots or popcorn. I think that helps for maintaining your diet while streaming, since you're sitting a lot.
Yeah, and lots of water.
And lots of water. Yeah, lots of water. Yes.
What about you, Katie?
This is another one that was kind of hard for me because I am not even going to pretend that I am good at, exercising or eating properly. As a lot of people in my community know, because I've talked about it before, is I actually struggle with food a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't eat as much as I should, and what's really helped me at times with doing better about eating more regularly and eating better portions and everything is having friends that I've confided in and everything that can kind of check on me sometimes and be like, hey, how you doing, how's this going and everything. They just having kind of a support system that helps me stay on track, because if it's easy to slip back into old habits. So having like a group of people that I can talk to about it, it helps me a lot.
Absolutely. Now, as far as the next question goes, Gino, what seems to help you mentally get over like a negative day or a negative stream? I mean, there's some people out there that are starting off their streams and they see it as like, if they get no followers, you know, that may be a negative stream for them, or if they get no subs, that may be a negative stream, or just a negative day by, you know, the person being bullied, or something just didn't go their way that day. Like, how would you mentally like what would help them out mentally? That
well, like, well, like I said in the last question, I do a lot of things outside of stream to make me happy. So if I do have a bad stream day, then it's kind of like one of those things that I'll try and get my mindset back into the stream mindset for tomorrow. So like I said, I'll do something that makes me happy, play other games, play with friends, right? Play around, you know, talk to people, talk to other streamers, right? Just because it's a bad day doesn't mean, you know, tomorrow can't be great, right? Tomorrow, you know, just because today's stream is bad doesn't mean that tomorrow is going to be bad either. So you just got to reset your mindset and, you know, do things that make you happy and get back into that, you know, streamer mindset.
Absolutely. And you guys got to understand too, is like, you guys maybe, you know, I don't know who out there is getting upset about having, you know, maybe a low viewage number or a low sub count or whatever that may be. You got to think there's always somebody out there that's like would die to have those numbers, whether it's 1 number, 2 number, you know, whatever number it is. There's always somebody that's going to be under you and that would like love to have what you have. You just got to keep that in mind as well. Electric Cow?
I agree with Gino, you know, doing stuff outside that makes you happy. Like I love doing Overwatch Wednesday and not streaming and having fun with it. But I struggle with this too. But part of that is also, again, mental health for a lot of people. If they have anxiety or depression and then they see their numbers are lower, it's going to give them more anxiety or depression. And so again, it's working on, I think, your mental health. If you need it, finding a counselor, or like Katie said, was getting friends, you know. And I thought of that too when she said that, is I have a lot of viewers that have become friends that now check up on me, like all of you guys I met through streaming or Emerald. And I think that's really important, is to have that support system. I think, is this the question that says that you can, what seems to help you get over a negative stream? Okay, I was thinking about the last one. Do you think it's okay to stream? Sorry.
No, we'll get to that.
So to help me mentally, I guess, is talking to friends. I think this individual, I don't like to, but if I have a mentally hard day, I'm like, I don't want to stream today. I feel like crap. I really don't want to stream. And I'm usually complaining to whoever I'm talking in voice about. I'm like, my head is not in the right place. But then that's almost always like the day that I get in stream, and it's one of the best streams. Like people have cheered me up, and I'm really honest to them. I'll be like, hey, I'm having a bad day, bring positivity. And I feel like a lot of those are my best days. Like people will cheer me up or have a really good time. And later I'll be like, wow, that actually turned out to be a really good stream.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need those, you know, friends, like you say, that, you know, that they can see you physically and your streams may make them have a good day when you're when they're having a bad day. You got to understand that too, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Katie, what about you?
That's a good idea, like to actually talk to them about when you're having a bad day, because there are definitely times where I'll not be in the best mindset, but I'll stream anyway because I feel like I have an obligation to. And then it doesn't go well because I'm already in kind of a funk.
Yeah.
And I think being more open about those days would definitely be helpful, because then my community knows that I'm not in a good place, and then maybe they might try to be more silly and try to make me smile. But mostly for me, if I'm not having a good stream for one reason or another, afterwards, just hanging out in my Discord and talking to people, or talking to one of my friends or whatever, who always makes me laugh, is one of the best ways. Or talking with my husband, so having people to talk to about how you're feeling and why you're feeling how you're feeling. And I think having streamer friends who understand the particulars of what might be bothering you is always a good thing, because like if I tried to talk to like my parents about what was bothering me about a stream or something, they would not be able to relate or understand at all. So talking to another streamer, I think, is a really good thing because they understand what you're dealing with.
Yeah, exactly. So before we get into these last two questions, before the little Q&A break, guys, I just want to let you guys know that we do have questions coming up that you guys get to answer or ask, and they will answer. If we don't answer the questions in this last two questions we have, and we have 4, I guess, total questions, but 2 before we do the Q&A from you guys. So hold your questions off until then, and then put them in chat, and we will ask them. All right. All right. So the next one, Gino, is how do you handle when a troll comes in and you are having a bad stream? Like, I wouldn't say bad stream, when you're having a bad day, right?
Okay.
When you're
yeah. So I always treat trolls with the same attitude, and that's kill them with kindness, right? If somebody comes in clearly mad or angry that somebody either killed me in Tarkov or something like that, saying talking trash, honestly, I'll just say, hopefully you're having a good day. Ask them a question, start a conversation with them, because you never know somebody's going through. Like, you can never tell through text, right? So if somebody like a troll comes in, you never know truly what they're going through. And so I usually just kill them with kindness by, asking them how their day was and trying changing the subject. If they keep, continuing on, like good day or bad day, right? Then I don't know. I don't really ban the trolls. I actually, try and change their mindset, of me at least, right? That's what I try and do.
Scoop, thank you for that. I forgot to turn the notification sound off. My bad. Scoop, thank you for that freaking sub. I appreciate it. All right, Electrical.
So I get a lot of different trolls in mine, mostly on Jackbox night, where people come in and they want to draw, genitalia and things like that. So what I do with them is, I know usually I'm probably having a good night on those nights, not a bad night, like you said, but I'll just kind of play along with them, and I'll be like, oh, wow, you could have made that a little bigger, or, it's been, kind of play along with them. And what happened was they just disappear because they're not getting a rise out of you. Because a lot of trolls, that's what they want to see. They want to see the streamer get upset or get embarrassed or yell at them or whatever. So I'm not one like Gino to kill them with kindness, but I will kind of like play along with them. And as long as they're not being, racist or homophobe or whatever, they just immediately get banned in my chat. But and a lot of them I don't even see. My mods, Tags is my main mod, and she's like, nope, and she deletes it, and I don't see it. But those other ones, I just kind of talk to them and make it seem like it's not that big a deal. Even if I'm really upset about it, it's just kind of what I tell Gino all the time: fake it till you make it. Right. So I just kind of pretend it's fine, everything's great, and then they usually just kind of go away on their own. Yeah.
All right, Katie.
Then later I might cry on the couch. Sorry.
That's Gino. Yeah.
I definitely do not have the kill them with kindness approach. Usually the kind of trolls I get are usually the ones that come in like and ask me to whip a tit out, and I'm just like, no, and then they get banned. And like there was one time we were playing Jackbox, and thankfully my camera was over the name tag that they chose. They chose a name that was incredibly inappropriate, and because I was playing with the audience, because I like doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that is completely unacceptable. Do not do that. And so I restarted the game, and they did it a second time. And so then I had to private the game and cover the tag so I couldn't have them in. And then eventually they left on their own. But yeah, I usually just try not to give any sort of negative reaction, like don't get upset or anything, because it feeds into what they wanted, because that's literally the only thing they want. Sometimes my chat will end up even making fun of them. I tend to just ignore it, but then my chat will just...
Your chat will handle it.
Yeah, the chat pretty much handles it. And it's really funny when chat kind of turns the troll onto the troll. That just makes me giggle. Right. But if I'm in a bad headspace when the trolls come in, I'm not a very good actor. I'm not very good at hiding my emotions, so I'm sure there are times where they really get to me and they can see it.
Yeah, and they're like, just keep doing it to break her or something.
But yeah, again, afterwards is after I end stream, whether I have to end stream early and go cry for a few minutes or whatever, just talking to people helps me a lot. People that I really care about and I know care about me helps a lot.
Yeah,
I cannot emphasize having a good support system enough, honestly.
And you know, it's hard too when people just start streaming, because they don't have that just about like just yet, you know, and it sucks. But I mean, if you're just gonna push through that and you start building that community, those people will be so loyal to you that they'll be one of your best friends that you've ever had in your life. So, next question. I gotta sneeze. All right. This is the last question before the Q&A for you guys. Remember, guys, make sure you guys ask those questions if you guys want the questions answered. Gino, do you think it's okay to stream when you're not okay mentally? Because you know, when people are having a bad day, is it easier to maybe like not stream, like, or you think they should still stream because maybe the stream is what helps them, you know, get mentally okay?
If it helps you, go for it. But I've always stood by the rule: if I can't provide like 100% content, or if I can't provide, 100% of what I want, going out towards my community, then I wouldn't stream. Right? Like I don't think like somebody said in chat earlier, taking a day off is not a bad thing, right? Even if you are feeling bad, or you are feeling sad, it's not a bad thing to take a day off. Even sometimes people are afraid to take off a week. Taking a day off, like I said, is not a bad thing. And I think, I don't know, it's just one of those things where I would not I would not stream if you're not 100% there, honestly.
Yeah, and you know what? This is what I have to say to all that. I'm gonna give my little input really quick. It's like taking the days off. Yes, it's bad. Like you just need to prepare yourself for whatever. If you have like a high sub count, just prepare for it to get a little lower because you haven't been streaming those days, and you haven't been streaming for people to resub or follow and stuff like that. Like prepare yourself for that, and like in the other way, I mean, maybe it may help you to stream. It goes like both ways almost. It all depends on like what type of person you are. But disconnecting yourself from the internet, from everything, like going like a little mini vacation or just not touching no electronics, like go in the woods where there's no service, dude, that shit helps me out so much. And it just like it's freaking nice. That's just what I like to do. But it all depends on the type of person you are. What about you, Electrica?
I agree. Like the type of person, as all of you know by now, well, who know me, my friend who passed away in March, and I took off. That's the only time in how long I've been streaming? 18 months now, 19 months, and that's the only time I actually took a break in the last 19 months was that week, and I felt bad leaving the stream, but I also had to take care of myself. But it's been a struggle since then with my mental health, and I cannot hide my emotions on stream usually. But I went back to streaming about 5 days after he passed, and I told everyone, and I let everyone know that it might be hard. I just want everyone to know that. Well, I told the stream that, the viewers that, and everyone actually was very supportive and helped me out. And then we did a tribute video at my 1-year anniversary, and everyone was really supportive about it. But why I'm bringing that up is because it's been mentally affecting me for 8 months. Yeah. So if I if I didn't stream when I was not okay mentally, I might only stream like 1 day a week or 2 days a week, because it's just a constant struggle of mental health stuff, which I'm open about on my stream all the time. They know I take medicine, and we talk about, it's just kind of a thing. Like they know all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's medicine time, and and take my medicine and stuff. They know I'm working with it. And so for me, I do it because it keeps my head from going to a different place or a worse place or something like that. And again, like Katie said, I also talk to people out of stream, off stream, about, like Gino probably knows half of my problems. But but again, it's individual, like you were saying, because some people if they stop streaming, they might end up. I think I heard you say this on your stream either today or yesterday. If you take a break from streaming, sometimes you kind of get in that habit of not streaming, and then it's harder to get back into streaming because mentally you're like, well, I wasn't doing that great anyway. My streams were, weren't good anyway. My mental health isn't good. Nobody wants to see that. So I might as well just stop streaming or something. And I think it's harder to get back into it once you stop that whole use it or lose it thing. So I don't know if that answered your question. Hopefully it did.
No, it did, yeah. But you, Katie?
I think that it is definitely okay to take the day off if you're not in a good place, because for me, if I go into a stream and I know that I'm not in a good place, but I try to force it anyway because I feel like I have an obligation to my community, I have a set schedule, then if that stream doesn't go well because let's say I'm in a bad mood, so I'm not engaging with chat the same way as I normally do, I'm really low energy, I'm not laughing and having as much fun, by the end of the stream, I don't feel like it was a good stream. And that just piles on top of my already negative mindset. And so it kind of, for me, makes it worse. So, and I actually took today off because I was a little bit low energy today, and my mindset for the last few days has been, as I like to say, slipping. I'm not at like a bad place, but I'm feeling my mood starting to drop. And I was about an hour before stream, and I really just didn't have the energy, and I knew I was going to be coming on here, and I was like, if I force myself to stream, then I'm not going to have the energy for Gator. And I let my chat know. I went in the Discord and I told them, hey, I don't think I'm going to stream today. And I always let them know, because I feel like if I'm not going to stream, they deserve to know. Yeah. And they're always very supportive about it. They say, take the day for yourself. Enjoy your day off, get your head in the right place. We love you, and we'll see you when you come back. I think if you take an extended time away, that can be a bit risky, because it's like when on YouTube, if YouTube stops suggesting a streamer you like, even if you're subbed to them, you kind of forget they're there. So if you kind of just go completely radio silent for long periods of time and try to come back, it can be quite difficult because people kind of are out of the habit of watching you. So I think extended periods of being away is tricky and can be a little bit risky. But I think taking a day here or there to just get yourself into a better place is completely fine, and you should do, and you shouldn't force yourself to do a stream if you really don't want to.
Absolutely. So at this point, chat, if you guys have any questions, oh my god, I gotta sneeze again. Just at me so it pops up red on my screen, and I'll be able to ask the questions as you guys ask them. But you guys been freaking awesome so far. You're talking to each other back and forth in the chat, which is freaking amazing. The guest we have is absolutely amazing. If we can get a mod, I don't know if any mods are available right now, just to quickly shout out each and every person that's on here right now. That'd be freaking lovely. And we'll just wait for some questions to come in. If you guys have no questions, then we'll go ahead and ask the next two questions. So, nope, none here. So the next one question came in from Loki himself, and he goes, how long do you stream for and why? Gino?
So I stream for 4 hours a day. I mentioned this earlier, is burnout. Burnout was a huge thing for me, and the game I was playing for like 12 hours, 11 hours a day, it was getting rough to, honestly wake up and stream it every day. And so I stream for 4 hours now, and I can keep my energy. I'd rather have, a 4-hour stream 100% energy the entire time than an 8-hour stream and kind of lack towards halfway through it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I prefer shorter streams, and I think if you're struggling mentally or physically, I think you should kind of try and resort to shorter streams and then try and get back into the swing of longer streams and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm a big believer. It's like, I would say like 3 hours minimum you should stream, but I mean, you can go anywhere from like, I would say 6 hours max. It's all like a business thing too. It's like supply and demand type of thing, where you want your chat to be like, oh, you're ending already. and like they're gonna be excited for your next stream and want to keep coming back and coming back. If you're giving them 12-hour streams every single day, they're gonna be like, oh well, I'm just gonna watch them tomorrow. They'll be live for 12 hours. I'll be able to do it, and then it's not as exciting for your chat and stuff like that. Electric Cow, what about you?
I've always been kind of let me start over. In the beginning, my friend who got me into streaming told me, since I was playing games all the time, why not stream? Why not try it out? And I was like, okay, sure, why not? And his thought, which I've since have found out is incorrect for me, was every time you're playing games is to stream. Because he was like, that's just a waste. You could be meeting people. You don't know what could happen with your stream. So I did try that for a while, and then I met. Not even like 2 weeks in, I met everyone in Emerald and was starting to learn and read, and found out you should probably have a schedule to help with, like you said, burnout and things like that. So I ended up making a schedule, and I stream at night, and I usually stream between 5.5 and 6 hours. I just kind of go with how I feel.
Yeah.
Because sometimes being a late night streamer, I'll get the rates, because everyone's logging, going to bed, and there's no one else on. And so then I'll end up with a whole bunch of viewers, and it's 12:30 in the morning. And so I'm like, well, I feel kind of obligated to keep streaming a little bit longer because we just had the raids and stuff like that. So I do sometimes stream a little longer, probably, than I should. But I've always been between, probably 4.5 to 6 hours. But I see what you're saying about the 12-hour thing.
Yeah.
And I used to stream every day. I was streaming every day of the week except Wednesdays when I had scrimmage. And that was also very draining.
Very.
So the longer I stream, the less I stream, I guess you could say.
and when you're streaming every single day, you don't got time to be putting content on elsewhere, like
yes.
A big thing about not streaming every single day is providing the content for TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, etc. It's a big thing, especially when when people complain, like I hear people constantly complaining about not growing and stuff, and it's like, well, are you posting on all these platforms? Like, you should, if you're posting on all these platforms and you're not growing, then let's figure out what's your problem, because I guarantee you, if someone's posting on all these platforms, they should be growing regardless. What about you, Katie? How long do you stream for?
Okay, I was like, what was the question?
I got you.
I don't know if you can see the confusion on my face. I usually stream about 2.5 to 3 hours. Because that's usually about where my energy lasts. Sometimes if I'm having a really good day and I'm having a lot of fun with whatever I'm streaming, sometimes I think the longest I've gone was about 4 hours or so. But I kind of like the shorter streams for me, because then it's kind of a little bit easier for my community to be able to stay for the whole thing, because a large part of my community are actually in the UK. So when I stream at 5 o'clock my time, it's already 10 or 11 for them.
Yeah.
So if I do 2.5 to 3 hours, it's like watching a TV show, and then they can come and they can hang out for the whole time. And then when I wrap up, they go to bed. So yeah, for me, I like the shorter, more condensed, easier to consume sort of stream.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Gator's energy can last over 48 hours. Yeah, right. Gizmo says, as a streamer, here we go, Gino. You ready for this one?
Yep. I'm reading it.
As a streamer, do you feel the size of your fan base makes a difference to how willing you are to take a break for your own well-being? Want to answer that question first, and then we'll go to the next one?
So yeah. So recently, for myself, I've had a tremendous amount of growth. I've gained a lot of my community recently, and I tend to feel when I was averaging a lot less than I am now, I would take days off because I feel like people didn't really look forward to my streams. I will say now that with my community and everything, it's a lot harder to make the decision to take a day off, because I have people looking forward to my streams every day, mornings and everything. Everybody likes to wake up to something to watch and everything like that. So yes, I do feel like the size of your fan base makes a difference on how willing you are to take a break.
Yeah. What about you, Cal?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Gino, but again, I think that's just an individual question on how that person feels.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying earlier, maybe somebody who has 30 viewers feels like they have to be there, but then maybe someone who's not used to having 30 viewers and only has 7 and used to have 1, maybe they also feel like they need to take a break. So I guess that would go along.
It all
with the
depends
same
on
thing.
like what you consider an established community, I guess, right?
Yes.
So, what about you, Katie?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I have people who come back and watch like every single stream. And so taking the day off is kind of a hard decision because I feel like I have an obligation to them. They have taken time out of their day to kind of schedule me into their lives. And I feel like I should stream. And so, yeah, like having more people there who watch you on a regular basis definitely makes it more pressure to keep going.
Absolutely. We got let's say this will be our last and final question from Malachi. It says, if you could go back to your first day of streaming and give that version of you one piece of advice, what would it be?
For myself is don't look at numbers. Right. I when I first started streaming, I had, the viewer count on the screen itself. I always looked at that number. I always checked how many viewers I had. Don't look at that. Don't let it to deceive you. Always treat your stream as if you have a high number of viewers, because that's how you're going to maintain and get new viewers into your channel. If you act as if you are maintaining those viewers, if that makes sense.
What else did you do that you shouldn't have done?
Oh, the hey viewer, that one. Every viewer that came, I would check my viewer count so much that if a viewer, like the viewer count went up by 1, I would say hey viewer and greet them to try
Every
and get them to
single
talk.
time he would say hey viewer. I'm
yeah,
like, what the heck is this kid saying, bro? I'm like, Jesus. What about you, Cal?
I guess it would be what I just said before, is don't stream every day, make a schedule, because
True.
that was really difficult in the beginning. And then like keeping your viewers as viewers, and kind of like maintaining the community and closeness and friends and like stuff like that, but like don't get too close with too much personal information with people you just met as a viewer. I tend to trust everyone right away, and that has backlashed over the past year and a half. So just kind of like maintaining that it's a job, it's a career, it's your it's what you're putting out there as a version of you. And so just keeping everything kind of like work and play separate, I guess, until you get to know those people for a while.
Especially being a female too. I mean, not to bring like being a female into it, but like people think they give you money, they're like, oh, can I get some feet pics now? Like they think they're entitled to everything, Yeah,
that happened to me. I got a huge donation, and then they wanted to play games and kept bugging me like, well, can I get games with you now? Can we play games? When are we going to play games together? Yeah. And it made me feel a little uncomfortable. Exactly. But that has happened a couple times.
Absolutely. What about you, Katie?
Well, what Cal said really resonated hard with me about like not revealing too much about yourself too fast instead of not trusting people so quickly. That's definitely something I struggle with. But I don't know. I still consider myself a pretty new streamer, so I don't really know what big mistakes that I've really done that I would like go back and be like, don't do this, I don't know. That one's I'm not quite sure. I'm just gonna go with Cal's, is like just don't trust people so easy.
Yeah.
I think that's a big one.
It is. I mean, and then when you get to know those people down deep inside, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, sheesh. Like, holy shit. So, thanks, Gino. Appreciate it. Talking smack. All right, so Q&A is over. I appreciate all you guys asking the questions, and thank you guys for answering it the best you guys can. Next question. We got 2 more questions. We're going to wrap it up. After we wrap it up, we are going to be doing a Gatorade, but we're going to put a little spin on it where I want you guys all to use everybody's emote here, and we're all going to make it one giant ass raid so we can make someone's day. So next question, Gino. Second to last question. Do you think it's important to surround yourself with positive and motivated individuals? Yes or no, and why?
Of course. If you surround yourself, it's like the first question I said. If you feed your brain positive vibes and everything, and I think that's why I became so good friends with you, Gator. Is you're such a positive influence, and I think chat can like relate to that, and so. You give your brain positive things, you're going to think positive for the most part, right? So if you if you surround yourself with negative people, or people that are only want you for something of yours, right? It's I yeah. So I would totally surround yourself with positive individuals. I think it's very important when it comes to streaming.
Absolutely. What about you, Cal?
So yes, I do, but it's also, I guess, to me, yes, I want to be around positive people. Obviously, I mean, I feel like saying no, I'd rather surround myself, which obviously I don't. But I'm saying, who would say they want to surround themselves with negative people?
No, I know, but it's like,
out there. But I feel like the best quote would be, not so much like surrounding yourself with positive people, but also maintaining your own positivity while looking and supporting other streamers. So what I say all the time, I try to remember, I'm really bad at it and I struggle with it, but comparison is the thief of joy. So every time you compare yourself to somebody else, it's already being negative. So that's what I'm saying, like being more positive.
I like that.
So and yes, obviously it's important to surround yourself with positivity, but I think it's more important to try and maintain your own positive mental health, which is difficult to do when you're around negative people, I guess you could say. That's true. 50 Cal is a toxic person.
All right. I couldn't hear like the last part of you because I had switched the batteries in my headset. But...
That's all right. It's nothing.
You're talking junk?
Just to 50, because 50 said he's the only toxic person.
Okay, that's fine. If it's just a 50, that's okay. Katie, what about you?
I think you definitely need to make sure that you're around positive and motivating people. You don't want to be with people that are negative or toxic, who get jealous of your success or treat you poorly for one reason or another. But I think that it's, instead of saying positive or motivating people, I would rather say surround yourself with genuine people.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to end up surrounding yourself with people who only tell you what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. I would rather have people who genuinely have my best interest at heart and can kind of look at me and be like, no, Katie, no, don't do that. That's a bad idea, rather than just being like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So I think being positive and motivated and like people around you is a great thing. But I also think that there needs to be a certain amount of like realness involved as well.
Uh-huh. Now, the reason why I ask this question is because a lot of people, just starting off, they're obviously watching, the bigger streamers, and then the bigger streamers tend to have those negative chats, the people who talk shit to the streamer, and the streamer's already like immune to that, right? And people think like, oh, let me just, surround myself with negativity, and their streams end up growing faster because, the world loves negative shit. That's why the news is how the news is, and this is how this is, and that's just how it is. That's why I asked that. And some people maybe want a toxic, trolly community. It's and it sucks because a lot of people do like that. I was just curious. So the last question is, if you could give someone a piece of advice about content creation, what would it be?
Well, I said earlier about the numbers. I totally agree with that. But is just life advice. Don't give up, right? If you're not doing so well, or your numbers are slacking, that doesn't mean you should give up entirely. You just have to find a different type of motivation to get you back up to where you were or where you want to be, right? Just don't give up. That's what I would say.
Absolutely.
That's it.
What about you, Cal?
I'd say the same thing I just said. Like, comparison is the thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to other streamers, and sometimes another streamer might get jealous of you and stop being friends with you if you're growing faster than them. And you just have to kind of let it go and not give up, like Gino said. Also, I think one thing that all streamers, as like a tip, if I ever do the tips in Emerald, this is what I'm going to write about, is remembering little facts about your repeat viewers, or like your subs that come in all the time. I'm almost always like, hey, how did your football game go today, or how did whatever. And the Black Guy was always asking me, he's like, how do you remember all these things about all these different people? I'm like, I write it down.
That's exactly what I do. Like when someone's going for
remember, or somebody who comes in, I have somebody who comes in with a name that's like all consonants and no vowels, and they're like, call me Steven. I'm like, what? Like, your name doesn't even, there's no. And so I wrote it down to be like, okay, he on Steven. And then the third thing, I'm giving you some science. Sorry, I'm giving you some science about physical activity, but physical activity boosts your creativity. So as a content creator, the more physical activity you have, the more you're stimulating your vestibular system, which is in your brain, which Gino was talking about earlier. Your brain is the main, driver, and the vestibular system is actually the bridge between your sensory system, which is us, like, typing, giving things, and your motor control. And it just automatically will make all that work better together. So the more physical activity you have, the more creative you can be, the more you can put out good energy, and it also boosts endorphins, which help your positivity and mood.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that's exactly that, and that's why I invented like the content book and shit like that. Is like you use it, like if someone comes in and said they got surgery on this and this day, you write it down and you message them before surgery, say, I hope you have a good surgery, and then after, I hope you're doing okay, blah blah blah, let me know if you need anything. Like, that means a lot to somebody, and I just think everybody should be doing that. What about you, Katie?
I guess I would just say, don't push yourself too hard. Don't make it a chore to stream, because it should be fun. It should be something you enjoy doing. Yeah, for a lot of people, it's work and they have to do it because that's where they get their money and income from and everything. But I don't think that you should try so hard that it takes the joy out of it. Just calm down, take your time, have fun. And if it's a slow build, like it takes you a while to get, the viewers or the follows, then that's okay. You don't have to instantly just blow up and like become like a huge creator overnight. That almost never happens to anybody. Yeah. So just enjoy it as you go. And if it takes a while, it takes a while.
Absolutely. That's great. Guys, I had a this was amazing. I hope a lot of people in chat took a lot of the information and it helped you guys. We're going to do a Gatorade. If anybody in chat has anybody, or one of you guys have somebody you want to recommend, just send me a DM with it and we'll go ahead and pop them over a raid. Someone that maybe we don't know that, we can surprise. But guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Next Friday, I think we're going to be doing another podcast next Friday, unless someone volunteers for Gator Daters, and then we end up doing Gator Daters. That was me just seeing you, Gator. Thank you, dog. I appreciate that.